So, this is the part I've been looking forward to. How do we want to, and does anyone want to go first? Do we want to order it in any specific way or just, like, let loose and take turns and just say, what games we think are the most disappointing Nintendo Switch
I think we should go
games?
from tallest to shortest. So I will go last. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Thomas.
Fair enough. I'll go first. So,
Yep.
okay. I'll start with my less contentious take, but I still think this is pretty contentious. I think one of the worst Nintendo Switch games ever made is a game called Yoshi's Crafted World. I think this game is atrocious. I'm sorry, but I think this game is awful. So let me break down why. First of all, let's just go strictly based on presentation. Yoshi's Crafted World kind of was able to take stuff from Yoshi's Woolly World and kind of go within that real lifetime aesthetic, like, arts and crafts type thing. And Yoshi's Crafted World visually is pretty good. It looks really cool. The art, the Art Deco style is super neat. It's just cool. But it's hard for me to give a lot of credit to what is, in my opinion, the only thing this game does really well, when it kind of just does the same thing as Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U, which is equally cool in this kind of sense. Like, here everything's crafted out of stuff you find around the house. In Yoshi's Woolly World, it's all crafted out around wool and knitted together. Yep. But now if you get into the actual stuff I hate about this game, okay, first thing, the music in this game is actually, I play this game with the music off. Sound off is how I play this game. Mute my TV, mute my Switch. The music in this game is atrociously bad. And I don't know copyright wise if we're even allowed to play a song, but just anyone listening to this podcast, look up, pause the podcast, come back, obviously, once you're done, if your ears don't, bleed out. But go listen to Yoshi's Woolly World, any song from the game. They're all awful. They're all so bad. I'm sorry, I just hate it. Also,
yeah, they're ear piercing. It's it's so annoying.
And it's the same one melody for every single level, and they just change up the instrumentation, but there's always the Yoshi thing screaming, and then they got the recorder coming in that's I don't know. I think Yoshi's in general, Yoshi games have some of the best soundtracks that Nintendo's ever made. Yoshi's Island on Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, incredible soundtrack. There's so many songs that if you've never played those games and you don't know the soundtrack, therefore most songs that you would you would recognize most of the songs just from them being played in the background of YouTube videos or just hearing them around. They're iconic melodies, and Yoshi's Crafted World just completely dropped the ball in that regard. Then what sets a Yoshi 2D platformer, I'll get to that in a second. What sets a Yoshi 2D platformer apart from a Mario 2D platformer, in my opinion, is the collectibles. Yoshi 2D platformers have always been very, very, very heavy on the collectibles. You got the little stars that go around, or the flower things that go around. There's all sorts of different stuff to find. There's the red coins that are hidden in the normal coins. There's just more collectibles in a level here than a standard Mario level, and because of that, you're kind of encouraged to replay the levels multiple times, and there's an even deeper replay function within this game. But the problem is, the collectibles in this game, you get the collectibles, you get coins, and then what that does is you're allowed to roll I don't know what it's called. It's like a gumball machine type thing, where to get different capsules that you can just have cool models of things in the level. It's it's not gambling in terms of you don't put in money, but it's just not entertaining at all. You just press a button, wait this terribly long animation, and then a model comes out and you get something. There's no reward in in Yoshi's Woolly World. There were so many different costumes you could buy and all that stuff, and I just in this you get boxes that you can put on yourself that make this already easy game way easier because they double your HP. I don't like it. I don't know. And then one of my last problems with this game is I got two more ones. I'll keep it brief. One is you're forced to replay every single level with different objectives. So how in Super Mario 64 you go, there's one star on Bob-omb Battlefield that's defeat King Bob-omb, but then there's one star on Bob-omb Battlefield that's free the Chain Chomp and make it jump into the thing, or I don't know if that's that might be Womp's Fortress. I don't remember, but one of them. There's a bunch of different stars, and you're supposed to replay all the levels. Yep. In this game, you replay the different levels, but there's always some weird gimmick, replay this level and find all the little hidden Poochie cutouts that so you have to hit every single object in the background, of which there are a lot, or like replay this level and beat it backwards but in this specific time. And like those ideas inherently are kind of fun because it encourages replayability, but they just copy and paste the same challenges between all the different levels, and they get old really, really fast, especially when you kind of have to do them if you're a completionist like me and you want to like 100% or just like progress through the game. I mean, the last thing I think that's like kind of an issue with this game is 2D platformers that like attempt to go 3D for a bit are really, it's a really neat idea. And I think the best game that I've ever played that does this is like the Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze games, where like you don't you like the camera will shift and then you get a new perspective, and then like if you're in a minecart level you can jump between the tracks, or if you're shooting yourself out of a barrel, it like changes different. It doesn't feel like you're going from okay, now you're in 2D mode and now you're in 3D mode. It feels very like seamless and fluid. With Yoshi's Crafted World, there are sections of the game where you'll be walking along, and then for arguably no reason other than to just, I guess, show off the graphics and the fact that you can go into the background, it'll just like the path will come closer to the camera and then go, you'll be closer to the camera and moving. But like it does nothing for me. I don't know. It just seems so superfluous. Like everything in this game just seems like it was made to just show off the graphics and not for a gameplay, like not for the sake of gameplay. I don't know. I hold these Yoshi games to a pretty high standard. I love Yoshi's Woolly World. Yoshi's Island on the SNES is one of my favorite games of all time. But I haven't even beat Yoshi's Crafted World. I haven't played it. I mean, I probably should give it another try, but I haven't played it since it came out in 2019 because like I played it for like probably 10 hours on the week of its release and was just like, this is not fun. It's just not a fun game. So yeah, I don't even know if you guys have played this game. I just wanted to rant about it.
It was actually the first Nintendo YouTube video I ever made. Was talking about when I thought this game would release back in like 2018.
Really, on the old Macosaurus.
Yeah. But I never ended up playing it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's just like no one really played it. No one talks about it. Like if you're a fan of this game and trying to defend it, just like when was the last person you've ever heard about talk about Yoshi's Crafted World? Literally never. I hear people talk about
that's
like
literally it.
Other like it's tough because obviously it's a single player game and like like not there. It's not like a bunch of people are going to talk about that long after release. But like I still talk about Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I talk about Rayman Legends. I talk about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe more than I talk about Yoshi's Crafted World. Like there's just so much missed potential within this game. And it sucks because the visuals are pretty neat, but like I can't even give them credit for the visuals because again that was like their previous game, Yoshi's Woolly World. So I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. This
feels like the McDonald's at home of Woolly World in my opinion.
Exactly.
Just from what I can tell.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's a lot of like replayability, like forced replayability, which sounds weird. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like. There are games, I love when games give you reasons to replay certain levels and whatnot, like collectibles in there, blah, blah, blah. But it's so obvious when playing Crafted World that they just didn't feel like they had enough game there, so they added in like, oh, okay, you're going to play this level, but find these 10 random hidden cutouts of a dog. Or, oh, you're going to replay this level, but you're going to do it again, but go backwards and it's going to be timed, or like stuff like that. And it's just not, like, it's just not fun. It's just not fun.
Yeah.